And then Alexander Napoleon, I know the more I read, the more I studied, the more I know the art of fight, I know the art of war. That's all I ever studied. That's why I'm so feared. That's why they feared me when I was in the ring, because that's all I was an annihilator. That's all I was born for. And now those days are gone. It's empty. I'm nothing. I'm working on being the art of humbleness. Can you be with me? That's the reason why I'm crying, because I'm not that person no more. And I miss them.
Textbooks describes resilience as the capacity to adapt and recover when life applies pressure. This is useful but incomplete. Psychologists sharpen the picture. Ann Matson calls resilience as the ordinary magic, the everyday support that protects us. As reliable people, steady routines, skills you can actually train. Michael Ruther's argument is that this isn't a fixed trait, it's a process that shifts with context, risks on one side, protections on the other, changing over time. Put those views together and pattern appears. Resilience works when conditions make recovery possible. When support is in place, when feedback is heard, when boundaries are kept intact. But in culture, the word often drifts. What began as a description of how systems respond to stress becomes a command to individuals. Just keep going. Endurance keeps framed as a proof of worth. A signal to adjust gets ignored because stopping looks like weakness. Here's a stance. Effort is good, erosion is not. Resilience should help you learn and adapt, not force you to disappear to meet standard. Protect yourself, prepare with real support, and pivot when reality disagrees. If the method demands your invisibility, it's designed to keep you in shadows. To understand resilience, we must rewind to its true origin. Comes from Latin, resilere. To spring back, it originally described the movement, not mindset. Early scientists used it for materials. A metal bar that bends and returns. A polymer that absorbs force without lasting damage. It was about behavior under stress, not about virtue. Ecology picked up next. Researchers study how forests recover after fire, how reefs rebound after storms. Resilience referred to networks as soil, species, climate regaining function after disruption. The focus stayed on systems and conditions, not on willpower. In the mid-20th century, psychology stepped into conversation about resilience. Researchers Norman Gramsci and Hermie Verner studied children who managed to succeed even when life placed them in difficult circumstances. The key discovery was that resilience wasn't an inborn trait. It came from protective factors. Having a stable caregiver, living with fair rules, having real opportunities to practice skills. Later, Ann Matson described this as an ordinary magic, showing that resilience often grows from support, not extraordinary powers. Michael Ruther added another crucial point. Resilience is not fixed, it shifts with context, environment, and time. And by the 2000s, the term spread. City planners talk about resilience infrastructure that can take a hit and keep essential services running. Aviation and engineering explored resilience engineering, designing for failure and rapid adaptation. And businesses used to describe continuity after shocks, useful, concrete, and measurable.
Mr. Cole, Ms. Robertson, I think this is where you're supposed to step back in. Lord knows we've relied enough on Mr. Sullivan tonight. What do you have for us? What have I told you since the first day you stepped into my office? There are 3 ways to make a living in this business. Be first, be smarter, or cheat. No, I don't cheat. And although I like to think we have some pretty smart people in this building, it sure is a hell of a lot easier to just be first.
Sell it all today.
Is that even possible, Sam?
Yes, but at what cost?
I'll have to pay.
Really?
I think so. Where is this going to come back to us?
Everywhere.
Sam, I don't think you seem to understand what your boy here has just said. If I made you, how would you do this?
Well, you call the traders in for the normal 6:30 meeting and you be honest with them, because they're going to know it's the end either way. So you're going to have to throw them a bone, and a pretty big one. And then you've got to come out of the gate storming. No swaps, no nothing. 40% done by 10:15. By 11 o'clock, all your trades have to be gone, because by lunchtime, word's going to be out. And by 2 o'clock, you're going to be selling at 65 cents on the dollar if you're lucky. And then the feds are going to be in here up your ass trying to slow you down.
Ramesh?
They can slow you down. They can't stop you. It's yours to sell.
Yeah, but John, even if we manage to pull that off, and that's saying something, the real question is, who are we selling this to?
Same people we've been selling it to for the last 2 years, and whoever else will buy it.
But John, if you do this, you will kill the market for years. It's over. And you're selling something that you know has no value.
We are selling to willing buyers at the current fair market price, so that we may survive.
You will never sell anything to any of those people ever again.
I understand.
Do you?
Do you? This is it. I'm telling you, this is it.
What once described systems got turned into more duty for individuals. Well, the bounce back term stopped describing and started commanding. And in that shift, the nuance disappeared. If we trace the timeline of the meaning of resilience, it kept broadening and blurring. It moved from physics to forests to families to organizations, and then finally it shrank into a slogan about character. The problem isn't the concept itself. The problem begins from designing conditions that support recovery to demanding endurance from people who might not have those conditions at all. What makes a mentor? Not the volume of pressure, but the accuracy of feedback. Fletcher doesn't teach time, he enforces obedience. He confuses terror with tempo, and Andrew learns to please the judge instead of hearing the music. That's the cost hidden inside of keep going. When does metric replace the music? Faster fills, cleaner doubles, louder crescendos, all measurable, all impressive. But music is more than compliance at speed. If the room rewards stamina more than sensitivity, the art shrinks. If the artist survives and the person disappears, the win is hollow. No one asked Andrew the right question. What are you trying to say with this drum solo? Without that, effort becomes aimless. Resilience becomes endless hallway with no door at the end. You can sprint forever and never arrive. Push, but don't trade yourself for an applause. Mastery is sustainable, or isn't mastery? Then I would ask, what would change if we practice for expression instead of permission? Your life is no jury room. If keep going costs your voice, the price is wrong. Carry the effort, drop the erosion, design the conditions, protect the person, then choose the next no on purpose. And that's the lesson I'm taking.